Okay, I'm here late. I'm sorry, but OBS has been acting up. It keeps trying to install an update and it won't let me tell it I don't want the update right now because it wants to do it every time I'm doing a live video. So, read Nori's book. Very disappointed. And I want to apologize to Curtis, the Mud King. I read something I thought was trollish. The screen's going up and down. He's mad at me. I do not think you're a troll, Curtis. So I apologize. And we're friends. But things get in my head. And so I don't mean to get you mad at me. Let's see. Oh, yeah. The other thing. I wish people would stop telling me that MV, the evil one, the evil of evil, is doing his crap cast, his sewer cast, his sewage cast with Chefist and all the other denizens of evil on there. I don't really care, but I have things to do, and it wastes my time replying to emails telling me about so-and-so's talking about me on the sewer cast. The only reason MV is talking about me at all is partly because he's a failed radio host. He's not, his videos are on Coast to Coast AM, and you know, he's not even at the level of Bateman, who is a real radio host. So I'm not there, of course, but I'd like to be. But you know, all the haters go on there and just basically talk crap about me, and that's all they've got to do, and that's all MV has. Hold on. I told you I'm on the air at 5. I'm late half an hour. Bye. Every time I do a video cast, she calls. Drives me nuts. Anyway, never listens. Then people wonder, oh, you need to treat your girlfriend nice. No, I need to have her do what I tell her to do. Don't call me when I'm doing a video cast. Doesn't sink in. Anyway, MV has no better thing to do than talk about George Senda. It's almost like an obsession. It gets him listeners, but what's the point? He doesn't know anything about what I'm currently doing other than what I say online. And anything they make up is not probably 99% lies, or a prevarication or a twisting of the facts as I have presented them. So, yeah, that was Kathy. Who else? I told her at 3 o'clock, I'm doing my live video cast at 5. Don't call me. Oh, I thought you were on Saturday. No, my knees went out Saturday. I took a pain pill. I'm doing my live video at 5 o'clock. Well, OBS wouldn't cooperate. And sure enough, there she is. You know, I could always set it. I could always use her as an alarm clock to tell her I'm going live on the air and go to sleep here. And she'd call me and wake me up. Oh, God. I hope my next life I have someone who's a little more cooperative at times when it comes to my activities. I hope my next life I'm rich and I don't have to do this. Oh, there's some stuff under my feet here. What the hell? Hold on. And I've done nothing around here this weekend, feeling very ashamed of it. So anyway, there's not much to talk about. No, I didn't do my Hogan's Heroes voice because my Hogan's Hero voice is asleep like I am. I'm not awake right now. So, oh, this fell to the ground. The other night we did the video cast. This, my old G3 speaker, well, one of them fell in my glass of water. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. So that was just, I've had those for a long time. People asked Marge, who seems a bit trollish herself, asked why the video stream failed. And the question is, I don't know. I think I got hacked, but I can't prove it. First, I got the spinning wheel of death. I think I may have a mosquito in here. Something just buzzed. And then I got the router stopped. And then the Mac froze. And then I turned it off. It went off. Hit the button. Nothing happened. Waited. Unplugged it. Waited 10 minutes. Worked fine. Then we went outside. The screen door was locked. The front door was locked. Chinese delivery man was there. I leave your food here. I said, what food? I don't need food. I leave your food. I paid for it. So I said, hey. So it was chicken with mushrooms and bell peppers and some ungodly spice on it. Spiced hot peppers. And beef with hot peppers. So Abram, I gave him all the chicken except took one bite and just went, eh. And the beef wasn't bad. It snuck up on you. But the chicken was like a nuclear bomb in your throat. Nuclear spice bomb. So I called up the woman from the restaurant. Don't deliver here unless I call it. Not from this numbers far away. But it was very odd that my... Yeah. I wish Chinese food that wasn't spicy by my door. I'd rather have the stream stopped so I could eat. Not that I need any more weight, but, you know, doing a video for 3 hours, I'm hungry. And Chinese food, I haven't had any delivered here for a couple of years, so. So that's what I had to put up with. Now, I talked to Abram last night, and he is, I guess he doesn't have a car, and it sucks. He had to walk home from work. And he's going out with his family on Tuesday for 4th of July. No cats were out there. My kitties are frightened of people they don't know. So they don't go near people. They go and hide. And he'll be here next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know yet. And tomorrow I go to Walmart. I go to PetSmart. I go to... Animal Rescue Foundation store, see what I can find for Kathy's kitty, and then Wednesday I go to Kathy, and you'll see some Kathy's corner, and you'll get to see the new kitty. So that's what's going on there. And thank you, Christopher. I think you really sent me the news about Art Bell and Free Art Bell. Art Bell's wife Erin had a baby boy. And that means Asia has a little brother. So, no, I can't, because every email I send to Art gets bounced back as undeliverable. I don't know why. But Art knows I'm out there. Art knows me. And he knows about Free Art Bell and the Art Bell Cat Army. So he knows I've been pulling for him all along. I don't have an address for Art. I guess I could... General delivery would get to him. That's what he said in his show, but I've been busy with all this other crap going on. I have all kinds of medical procedures this month, so colonoscopy, endoscopy, CT scan, allergy clinic, ophthalmology, I think, is this month. So that's 5 medical appointments. I'm going to be real busy. And you may not see me online one week because every time I go to San Francisco, it wears me out. Now, I just started sitting here for the people that don't think anything's wrong with me. And this is my foot. And it's already started to lock up because of the 2 discs in my spine. The spine presses on the disc. And that causes my feet to become numb or paralyzed, and I can't move the toes, and I can't put any weight in my feet. So, that's why things don't get done around here, and why I spent way too much time in bed. Oh, I watched some more episodes of the Grand Tour, and I'm very disturbed that for one episode they didn't have any kind of disclaimer either. They took a cow, a calf, a donkey, some buzzards, and they were weighing a car with a homemade scale, and they said, we'll just kill them. And you see the next scene, they're all lying there dead. I didn't like that. I don't think it was funny. Those guys, the three stooges of auto reporting. I love Top Gear, but killing animals for a TV show is just wrong. And I'm going to sit down and write Amazon a letter saying, this is your production, but why are you killing poor animals? Particularly a cow that could be giving milk, and the calf that was there probably with its mother. And, or actually it wasn't its mother, because the cow was not a milk cow. I don't think it was trying to hump the calf, which is very funny. And they had a camel who would not go on the platform. The camel was smart. It maybe foresaw that its imminent doom was coming, and it said, I'm not going on there. But they did eat a fish in one episode. They drove across Namibia in 3 dune buggies, one of which was ridiculous. It was made out of mud. So it's fun to watch, but and I found out the speaker, it's not my streaming, it's not the speaker. The reason the sound goes out is just the way Amazon is broadcasting it to the Kindle Fire. Kindle Fire works great for 2 things. Video. It works terribly in trying to play Mobile Strike, even Google, trying to look up stuff on Google, my emails, all those apps crash. There's just not enough memory on the damn thing, which is why I would never buy one. I'll buy one for Kathy. She can look up on the internet, but I'll put a 16, and it only holds 16 gig of memory, which is nothing these days. Yeah, the structure in Pahrump that is not a brothel. Well, there is a big brothel there. There's also a casino there, a Walmart, restaurants. But I can remember when Art was talking about the Walmart coming in and the first traffic light when he had 6,000 people. So, and I miss Art Bell. I wish Art would come back to the air, even if it was 1 day a week, an hour a week, anything. Just come back. And by the way, that video with Abram broke 200 views. It's the first time. I think it was 225 views, first time ever. Which leads me to wonder if they want to watch Abram rather than me. I hope not. The trend is here. You get off the air. So, I guess no one else but you is going to come into chat. So, there's, well, you could watch me munching on nectarine here. I've got this whole bag of nectarines left in the window for a day in the plastic bag. They didn't get soft. Oh. And that one ain't soft either. It's hard. So, yeah. Even if he did oh God. Even if he did 2 hours a week, would be okay by me. I have my gut feeling Aaron doesn't want him to do radio, and that's why he's not doing it. If it was still Ramona, Art would have been on the air, come hell or high water. Ramona might. We know Art has weapons. Ramona went and gone and shot at the sniper that was supposedly shooting at Art Bell's house. So maybe Ramona would have got lucky and hit Heather Wade. But now Kathy and I plan to go to Las Vegas in 2019. I don't know. I'm going to have somebody take care of my cat and her cat, and somebody feed the other kitties. A tiny one is being very cute, nuzzling me and letting me pet her, and the guy living there, when are you going to take the baby? And I said, when Kathy gets the other one fixed, because I don't want it beating up on the tiny one. So, and the tiny one is still very sad, missing her litter mate. But we're going to go to Vegas. I'm going to go to Area 51, and I will go to Pahrump. Yeah, well, we don't know who that stalker was. Some say it was Aldous Burbank in conjunction with the evil Heather Wade. So, hello, Carlo. So, I don't know. I'm not going to guess what is happening in Art Bell's life. I got enough trouble figuring out my own. What is this thing? Oh. Okay. Keep looking at this. This is a old DSL filters. Why I'm keeping them, God only knows. I'll put these over here. All this stuff floating around. One of these days, I'll have the energy and the time to start going through it. Good to see you, too. I've never understood this fascination with going back to the Gabcast for a minute, talking crap about me. To what end? What does it do for them? They get their jollies, they get their rocks off? Well, we're talking crap about George Senda because we have no life. And there'll be some unboxing this week when I get more stuff from Amazon. I ordered a kitty carrier that's like that big. It's pink, and you can see through the sides and the front, and that way the kitty won't get so freaked out when you carry it to the vet or out. Well, the police report was there. I mean, Art made a police report, so. But as you recall, the show, how long was he on there the last time? A month and a half, maybe, and then he got shot at? Maybe Heather couldn't wait. But that's all conjecture and supposition. So, I don't know. Maybe some listeners should have gone and shot Heather Wade's equipment so no one can hear her. Because she's not very good. From everybody, no one has ever said, Heather Wade is great. I listen to her every night. She's wonderful. I don't think Art would make this sort of stuff up. Well, you know, the other thing about Art Bell, he could have stayed in the Philippines. Be a little hard to stalk him there. But he moved out because the typhoon freaked him out, and he had communication. The typhoon that hit Manila when he was living there knocked out a lot of phone service for Manila. So if he'd stayed in Manila, people don't know what condo he lived in, but they would have been traveling all the way to Manila to shoot at him. But everybody knows where his desert complex is. He should have sold that thing and built another one somewhere, not told anybody where he was. And as for Heather Wade being a liberal moron, I don't know, but if that's her politics, well, a lot of liberals are morons, a lot of them aren't. But I wouldn't listen to her. That night when she wouldn't give when the new movie will be coming out, that was enough for me. I said, that's the first thing you should be telling people. New movie on Father Malachi Martin comes out. She goes in a monologue longer than Carson, Letterman, Conan, Steve Allen, Jack Parr combined. On and on. It must have been 15 minutes, and you didn't hear once about this movie. I still don't know if the movie's going to be out. That's the only time I've listened to Heather Wade, and that's the only time I will listen to Heather Wade. Oh, and going back to the Gabcast, I constantly get these emails. Are you going on the Gabcast? No. Are you going to go on BellGab? No. I've said it repeatedly, and people keep writing emails. I keep asking them to stop, but they keep doing it. It's like they're obsessed with informing me of the trash that's on BellGab. I don't know why. I haven't seen it. I never heard when it came out. So I don't know. I don't even know the title. And I don't want to look at Heather Wade. She looks like she runs 8th in a field of 9 at Hialeah. She's not very attractive. And just, she's not personable as a talk show host. And some might say that about me. I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't have Netflix. Yeah, you can comment on my foot discomfort, but that's not going to do a hell of a lot of good. They won't move the disc in my spine. So, and they won't fix them. They said it might make it worse. I said, well, like my late mother, it sure as hell didn't make it better doing nothing. And they operated on her, and she died on the operating table. They brought her back. Hostage to the devil. All right, I'll see if I can check it out sometime. But thank you. Let me move that to the screen. There's a lot on my mind. I don't remember all this stuff. Okay, hold on. If I can copy this. Yeah, and she says she's a Wiccan. But you know what? Most Wiccans I've met a few. One of them used to live with me. They're nice. And I don't think Heather Wade is a nice person. But, okay. Well, I don't like renting. If I'm going to watch something, I'll buy it. I watched a video of Bill Burns and other people. I watched a UFO video about Corona. Could have bought it, but I got to watch it for free with Amazon Prime, so. If they make it $1, I'll watch it. $2, nah. I can buy a TV dinner for $2. No, there's no history of diabetes in my family, and it's not caused by high blood sugar. It's caused, I've already been told this, this is not the first time I'm going to say this, my spine is shrunk, and it presses on the two crushed discs. They're crushed at the base of my spine, and that presses on the sciatic nerve, and that causes the numbness. I've been tested for diabetes. One of the things I got to do this week, go to San Francisco, get a CT scan to see if I ever had a stroke, so I get my license back. And they want me to be tested for diabetes and test my cholesterol level. And they will find there's no diabetes in me. I'm just overweight. Yeah, well, anybody, you know, I made jokes about George, but I don't wish any real ill of him, ill will. But you don't wish death upon a talk show, so that's wrong. JC Webtrap's a podcast. Well, I tell you, I'm here to talk. I'd pay $2 to listen to JC because he's funny. There's a difference. She ate her bowl of, Heather was in a better mood the other night after she ate her bowl of nails dinner. Yeah, is that nails you hammer, or is that nails she chews? Or is that animal nails she gets out in the desert somewhere? I can see her clipping a wolf's or a coyote's nails and eating them with or without milk. And what do you put on nails? what goes with nails? You put like Splenda equals sugar, Truvia, milk. Oh God. And do you heat the nails up, or do you eat them cold? Laser messages. Yeah, well, maybe we need a Heather Pointer for Heather Wade. Like you play with a cat, they go nuts for laser. I saw one of those the other day. I'm toying with the idea of getting it, but I heard Rush Limbaugh talk. He has a cat, and he messes with it with a laser pointer. He said the cat never gets it. It keeps chasing the laser light. And I'm thinking that's kind of mean to do that after a couple of years. leave the... Well, I don't know what... I can't... A1C, I don't know what that is. But they told me the other day I don't have to have it done, which I don't understand. I want it done so definitively there'll be no question that I never had a stroke, because I am having this slurring on the right side of my face. And I don't know if that's a neurological problem or the fact that I'm missing teeth. I know I've always had a list because of my overwrite. When I'm missing so damn many teeth, it may be affecting my speech. I don't... And that would be interesting. JC and me team up on a podcast. I couldn't but help make fun of him, and he'd probably get off the air after 30 seconds. Well, Mr. JC, how dare you talk about Art Bell that way? And he wouldn't like that at all. You may be the 10-star general, but I am the 15-star commander-in-chief, and I'll kick your butt, JC. So it's funny when Rush compares the cats with the laser pointers to the mainstream media. He's right, though. Heather makes coffee. Nervous. That's great. What happened to you, your original co-host from your first two videos? What co-host? I never had a co-host. Not that I know of. This is the first time, unless you count Kathy. Oh, you mean the audio thing? Well, I don't know. The guy was helping me. He got attacked by someone at Belgab. They attacked his computer and crashed it. And he dropped off the radar. I've sent him numerous emails. I get no reply. I don't know what happened to him. But that was audio. That wasn't... This is the first time, other than Kathy, I had somebody live on the air with me. So I'd semi-forgotten about it because it's been 3 years. You know, Heather maybe needs to debate someone, the anti-Heather, like the Antichrist. But she probably wouldn't let you do it. Heather makes... Oh, God. Heather makes coffee nervous, right? Yeah, I can see this coffee with a nervous breakdown. I'm almost out of coffee, by the way. Oh, speaking of out of things, people have complained about the buffering. I tried looking through my emails. I got my emails down from 17,000 plus to 12,000 yesterday. It's part of what I was doing all day yesterday. Trying to find this stupid company in Florida so I can pay them the Comcast bill of $127. I finally found it through looking through my Credit Karma account and then looking for their physical address, which is a challenge in their website. So next week I will be sending the first money order to them to get that paid off. So, well, I'm going to leave that a surprise for Kathy to talk about, but the tiny one is not the one she's got. That's the one I want to give her as a second kitty so it can have a playmate, because it's very sad. It keeps rubbing against everything where it lives because it lost its litter mate. But the other kitty, just you'll have to wait till Wednesday. This is one reason I wish I could have, we had a car. I would be doing live videos with Kathy, but probably she'd do something to drive me crazy and I'd end the video. But we'll be talking about that in Kathy's Corner. You'll get to see the kitty on Wednesday. And I know the kitty's a real monkey. He keeps climbing on the Mac keyboard, and it's really weird to hear you on the phone. Beep 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 click 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 beep 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 click 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 click. He keeps climbing on Kathy's face. She loves the Alien movies. I said, you got a live face hugger. Quit complaining. So he does that. He sleeps on her face. He attacks her hair. He attacks her glasses. He attacks the Nintendo Game Boy. He attacks the phone. He pounces on empty bottles. They're all over the carpet. He plays with his toys. Then he's cute and he goes to sleep. And then he goes more on the attack. So she needs to get him fixed. And the ratty one's up camping somewhere. Maybe we'll get lucky and Bigfoot will abduct her and then unfortunately probably bring her back. Yeah, well, I thought that her show was supposed to end last year, that the funding would be up and she no longer would be on the air. So what the hell happened to her show that she's still on the air? I'm a little puzzled by that. Kathy hasn't decided yet. Kat has no name. So I gave her some suggestions. She gave two to me. I said those are terrible names for Kat. I can't remember what they were. So I think she should name him Cuddles because he does like to cuddle up with her. But I'm not going to give you the name she usually calls the cat. But he is kind of so. But I said once he gets fixed, he'll calm down. He's about 3 or 4 months old. He has to get neutered. And they want him to get his shots and feeling leukemia and distempers. It's all going to run on the money. I'll give her $20. That's all I can do this month. I had to pay my big credit card $110, and that's going to go next month to fix my iPad. Ugh. Excuse me, I'm having trouble seeing because the cataract by right eye, the glare on the screen, everything starts turning double if I turn a certain way. So excuse me. That's going to be this month too. They're going to evaluate me to remove the cataract. I got told it was only about an hour and a half operation. I hope so. Get this thing on. Yeah, well, you know, such a thing as throwing money down a rat hole or Mel's hole. And it's not like she's getting thousands of listeners from what I understand. Well, that's our business. Define long. He says, I've heard that cats respond to long vowel names. Should you please elaborate? Yeah, I know Art's financing the show. Like, I have Fluffy, Little Girl, Fuzzy. They know their names. Mama Cat, Papa Cat, Kitten, Orangey. Original Pretty One, Gray, Tiny One. But after 37 years of my having cats, and Kathy's had cats all her life, we're running out of names. Ah. And you know, I've had Snooky, Monkey, Little Cat, Squirt, Teensy Cat, Lilliput, Trippy, Kathy had Squeaky or Angel, Bandit, one of her cats, Boop, Betty Boop, Mickey, Minnie. I've had a lot of cats. So I would love to have the tiny one here because she's so gentle and so cute. She's dirty though. I'm going to have to give her a bath. I don't know how that's going to go over because she's been rolling around the dirt. Probably get rid of fleas. So anything special out there you guys want to talk about or ask me about? Oh, her new kitty is tiny too. It's a little black cat, little baby. So anyway, I don't know where all the other people were who were here last time. Let's see what else is going on here. Kathy will have $1,600 toward the car this month. 19, 22, 25, 28, 31. She should be able to get, we should be able to get another Prius if we're lucky by January. But I want to go to LA and get one because it's cheaper. Then you'll see me go out with her. And this time, no complaining about my doing videos. I'm really lost with that other iPad because it's really, the picture quality on the Kindle Fire is nothing like the iPad. And since the other one's broken, I can only do videos on the iPhone or the Kindle. I'm stuck until I get that thing fixed. There are no local pawn shops here. The nearest pawn shop is in Oakland, so that's an all-day trip. I called one pawn shop where they have my GoPro. They don't have any. They got used Macs. They got used MacBooks, but no iPads. I'd probably have to go to San Francisco to get an iPad. But if I get a new iPad, I'd rather get a new one that I know is not going to have problems. I just have to save up the money. So, they have a 2015 Mac there. For $1,500, and I can put deposits on. I'd like to get rid of this one because it's 7 years old now and it's getting kind of clunky. Or wipe this one, replace the CD drive, put in an SSD drive, and then put it in the living room and use it to play my OS 9 games. Because one thing I plan to do next year, when all my credit cards are paid off, got everything I want in here, get an OS 9, OS 10 combo computer, put it in the living room, and play my Diablo 2 and my Civilization 3 complete, because that'd make me happy. They have to turn into the police the serial numbers of everything they take in and pawn. And if they're putting the stuff on layaway, that means the stuff's out of pawn, so it's not going to be stolen. I used to work in a pawn shop at one time. No, the Prius is not bad luck. Or Prius, as the guys on the Grand Tour say. Look, we've had the first person that hit our car, speeding, came off the freeway, pulled over, took Kathy to F herself, and drove off. And it's your fault. Second one, Kathy was sitting in the car. This guy drove over it. The third Prius, guy came up the driveway at the post office, wasn't there when she started to fully back out. She backed into him. So, two cases, it's bad. Actually, all three cases, it's bad drivers. Now, people have said that I should be driving the Prius. Kathy thinks I'm a terrible driver, but part of the problem is I've only driven the Prius like 3 times. Any of the Prius. And I drove it once by myself. I turned on the radio. I took my vacuum a very short distance to get repaired because Fuzzy brings sand in here when she rolls in the dirt. It was peaceful. It was quiet. And I didn't have a yapping in my ear. And it was one of the most relaxing hour and a half I've ever spent. Because Kathy has a problem. She never stops talking. And even I put my headphones on to listen, and she said, "You're not listening to me." "I don't want to listen to you. I want to ride in peace and quiet." That's part of what I do when I had my own car. I drove and I listened to the radio. I listened to Art Bell or whatever. I want relaxation. You make me a nervous wreck. So, and that avoids fights. But we start fighting because I'll start listening to my music on my iPhone or my I don't know where it is. My what the damn thing is called. I have a little square one somewhere around here, but I don't know where it is, with music on it. So, and yeah, Prius drivers drive like little old ladies, but I did drive the Prius once just to see how fast it would go, and I wish I'd had a way to shoot the video. Kathy was screaming at me, calling me every name in the book. I got it up to 110 miles an hour. And the land speed record for a Prius is 125, especially modified. It's got a governor, it won't go more than 115. And I'm watching all these shows. I'll talk about high school in a minute. I'm watching all these shows, and maximum speed for the Alfa Romeo 62,312 is 191. They had a Mustang, it kicked ass, but it still wasn't as fast as some other cars. But its maximum speed was like 215 miles an hour. One of the bucket list of things to do one day, if I don't get too old first and can't see, go down, sign up for Bob Bondurant's School of Defensive Driving and actually drive race cars. So, now I once had a girlfriend named Debbie. We would ride around her truck when she made deliveries. We wouldn't say 5 words to each other because we didn't need to talk. We just enjoyed each other's company, just being with each other. And that was, and Kathy, well, she was dumb. She didn't say, you don't know her if she was dumb or not. She wasn't dumb. But we didn't have this need to yap every 5 minutes. If it got boobs or wheels, you could have a problem. Yeah, okay. I won't go there. I went to high school at Shenley High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Galileo High School, which is now Galileo Technical School of Science, or Science and Technology, some crap like that. Shenley is closed now. Las Vegas High School and the original Rancho High School, which in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas High School, Nevada, which it was torn down. So my high school, it was very disconcerting to go on the website and see pictures of the high school, what it used to be. That was in the 12th grade. So now they built a whole new high school out there. Kathy, no, Kathy does not drive like a NASCAR driver. I think if the Noid from Domino's were driving the Prius, that would be Kathy. She also turns on horrible rock stations that I can't stand. And after a while, will you please turn that stuff up? It's giving me a headache. So this is why. And if I want to combat that every once in a while, and it's hard because they got rid of the one classical station. They only have a college radio station. I put classical music on, or I play Sinatra. Now I found a thing to play the iPad or the iPod through the car speakers. So she hates Frank Sinatra. So I'm really get her mad at me. I get a Bluetooth speaker from my iPad, and I tried that speaker on the Mac. It won't find it. So no, she plays stuff from the 90s and 2000s and the 80s, and I stopped listening to rock about 1975. Part of the problem with rock now is I can't understand the lyrics at all. So, and yeah, Chapter 11 comment about Heather Wade. She'll be going to, yeah, if Art ever pulls the strings, the purse strings, Heather Wade's off the air. And the broadcasting industry's stature will go up about 20 points, I guess. But, so I could play Sinatra, and that would, you know, Sinatra makes me happy. Dean Martin, you know, Al Jolson. I know I'm old school, incurably old school, but that's who I like to listen to. When I hear someone singing, okay, like it took me 3 listens to understand the Something on the Wall from Spectre, and I had to listen to it over and over and over again. What is he saying? And I don't know where they're finding some of these people that sing. They couldn't sing their way out of a paper bag. But I listened to Chicago. I listened. Of course, I'm really old school, and that's the people I listened to were. I never liked the Rolling Stones. I had the Beatles, the Herman's Hermits, the Kingston Trio, the Monkees. That's all '60s stuff. So I never got out of the '60s. You know, irretrievably trapped in the '60s and the '50s. No, she hates rap. I hate rap. But rap is stupid. Rap is very anti-woman. Very sexist, very racist, very angry, anti-police. I have yet to hear any rap songs that were worthy of anything other than taking the CD, if they have CDs, and dumping it and shredding it in a CD shredder. Anybody can cover a rap song. Let's see. This may not be very good. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. When I listened at night to Art Bell, I thought it was really swell. Then Heatherway came along, and I said, what the hell? See, there's rap. Anybody can rhyme, but it's not always very good. Yeah, I hear liberals on BART listen to rap. People on bus don't listen to rap. There are people standing... They're going up in the elevator, and they've got their phones on, and they're playing rap at full blast. Yeah, I was sick of that. Anyone really know what time it is? Does anyone really care? No, I don't know what time it is. I've heard the song 48 times on the latest station. Please shut up. You know? After a while, they ruin it because they play it to death. The other thing, I'm going, you're subjecting people to rap that don't want to hear rap. Oh, last night, I had to call police. I don't know if she lives here or not. I think she does. One woman was out on the curb. White woman, not a racist comment, screaming at a guy up the street and another guy. You effing N-word. I'm going to take your S, and you better get your S and get the F out of here. And I walk out to let Fuzzy out. Fuzzy got so frightened she wouldn't go out, and called the cops, and 5 cops showed up because this woman's going nuts out here. And everyone in the building is sick of this kind of stuff. And so I don't know if they carted her off or not. Went off to feed the cats. But there's visitors here that play rap music on the curb. They got their doors open to their cars. They play rap music. And I'm going, has anybody ever talked to these people and say, you know, other people in the building don't want to hear your music? I'm really tempted. I have a small CD player, boombox. I think the CD player still works. I'm tempted to sit out there one day and start playing Bach, Brahms, Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, Wagner, and just crank it up. Or if I can find one of those boom boxes from the 80s, one that was like the size of a small town, just put it out there and play Mobile Strike and put my headphones on, listen to Sinatra, and drive them off. There's a guy out here one night. He was out here, and I called the cops on him. He's parked in the back of the fire lane, 1:30 in the morning. I'm not doing nothing. I said, guy, it's 1:30 in the morning. This is still mostly a senior building. People are trying to sleep. And, oh yeah, I forgot Elvis. I used to listen to Elvis. I liked Elvis. But I've had guys pull up to us on lights or pull up here on the curb. The ground is shaking. That's how they got the volume up. And there's a stereo place in Concord. They'll put the whole back seat. I've seen that on Pimp Your Ride. Whole back seat is just speakers. There's nowhere to sit. I don't get it. You know, nobody has taught the generation of today that you don't subject your music to someone else. That's the other thing. I ever won the lotto. There's a park in Concord, Todos Santos Park. I don't know what effect it had. They claim it got rid of a lot of the riffraff. They play classical music through loudspeakers in the park. If I really want to combat the rap, I'd hire like a 50-piece orchestra and have them play Count Basie or Gershwin or Frank Sinatra. Just set up in the middle of the street, block the street. Have a Sinatra imitator come fly with me, come fly, let's fly away. And see if that would drive them off. I don't know. It's one reason I want to move to the desert. So I get the hell out of here and it's peaceful and quiet, Ollie. And I'm out of practice in my Stanley voice, so. Yeah, I think they should take it a step. One thing I really liked, and they took it out when they remodeled, and I thought it sucked. Nordstrom, excuse me, in Walnut Creek, used to have someone to play the piano, and I collect sheet music for songs I really like, and I always wanted someone to play the sheet music so I could hear it live on the piano, but they took the piano away. And I told the manager of the show, I think this really sucks. A lot of people, I guess you wanted a space to put some more dresses out, but I was enjoying the piano music every time I came here. Okay, I will ask the question, Christopher, the N-word, the racial N-word, or she was saying no about you having sex with her. I don't know. If some girl yelled no, I once had a girl, we were having sex, full-on intercourse, and she said, you're too big. And I said, my weight, not my weight, my equipment. She said, no, your weight. I went, oh. Well, that deflated things, and she went and ran into bad company later. So, yeah, I don't know what I would do if someone said, well, I'm not at the point. My equipment's at the Night of the Living Dead stage, or Night of the Dead stage, so I'd have to get Viagra, maybe a couple cases, to get it to come back to life. Kathy's complaining about that too, the lack of sex, and yet she says, sex would be work, we'd probably both drop dead from exhaustion. I said, yeah, we're too overweight. No, it was during. I was drilling for oil and hit a dry well, so to speak. Oh, God. God, she was beautiful, too. Long, red hair all the way down to her behind. Said she brushed her hair 300 times a day. Beautiful boobs. Everything about this girl was perfect, but I don't know. There's one or two babes in the Viagra commercials where I, 30 years younger, wouldn't mind going to bed with. They're kind of hot. But all these drug commercials always use, if you get this, your dick's going to fall off. Or you risk death. And the other ones I love are the ones that get it, if you or a loved one has died. Well, wait a minute. If you're dead, you're not going to be watching that commercial anyway. You may have acrososiosis or something, and we're an attorney firm, and we're not licensed in California. Hello, Aaron. Sorry. We got off on a tangent. As you know, how you doing? Missed you. And by the way, I've called you numerous times. You don't answer your phone. I think your machine is holding you hostage. I was having fun with Erin, but she wouldn't answer her phone. Maybe that's why. She knew it was me and wouldn't talk to me. Oh. Damn asthma. I'd rather have the other problem than asthma, frankly. Oh, God. Remember, Erin, this was an all-guy room till you walked in. So, you know, guys are going to talk about sex, and women, and cars, and music. I don't know what else. I don't know what women talk about. Probably their boyfriends or their husbands. I'm still trying to figure out why women go in packs to the bathroom. It's like wolves or something. They all have to get up and all go to the restroom. It can be the smallest. It can be smaller than my restroom. And there's 87 women getting up. I want to once go to a restaurant and see if all the women get up at the same time to go to the restroom. Oh, okay. Christopher says, know about me having sex with her is a joke. Well, I kind of wondered about that. Yeah, well, that redheaded girl was a knockout, and she hooked up with someone, got addicted to drugs. It was very sad, and then disappeared. But I never had somebody tell me that I was too heavy, and I wasn't that heavy then. Women take too... That's because nobody goes in there to use the restroom. But I used to clean restrooms at night when I worked as a janitor, and we would see messes in there, but we saw no evidence of maybe more than one woman or two ever using the restroom for its intended function. So it's a social place. I don't know what they do in the restaurants, in businesses I've seen where the restroom's out of order, which either they put a sign on the door, out of order, or it's really out of order. Where do they go then? Out in the parking lot? If you smoked after... She used to ask me if I smoked after sex. I told her I don't know. I've never checked. Yeah, we had to do extra cleaning in the women's room. They were much dirtier than the men's room, but men are slobs too. People are slobs when they go to the restroom. Not that my bathroom is a thing of beauty. I've got to do the floor again. Were you smoldering, Christopher, at any time? Spontaneous human combustion before, after, or during sex. Next on Coast to Coast AM. Jory has never covered that, and he probably never will. Oh, we also set a record the other night in chat. We had 26 people at one point. So... Hello, Southern. Yeah, well, you know, you got to think about when you go to the bathroom. I go in the BART to use the restroom. There's more flooding in there than there was in the Red Sea with Moses. And then you got to put down your pants, or it's gross, you know. Why, you leaving? He comes in and says, peace out, stay cool. Is that it, Southern? You put a bunch of emojis on the screen, say peace out, stay cool. I'm cool. It's warmish. It's 78 here, but it's comfortable for some reason. But, you know, there are really disgusting restrooms out there. I won't go into some of the things I've seen in restrooms. Except to say that sometimes the sink and the urinals are not used for what they were supposed to be used for. Oh, God. San Francisco didn't used to be that way. When I came in '64, San Francisco was a great place to live, but it got taken over by crazies. So, and there are a lot of crazies. Oh, I got to tell you, speaking of craziness, the sister of the neighbor in my building across the way, I go to feed the cats Thursday night, Friday night, don't remember. And I can't see very well at night because of the cataract, and it's dark. Starting to get dark, about 8:30. Go to feed the cats, running late because I went to the store. And I see this person walking toward me. I stare and I squint. I have my flashlight with me. I always carry my flashlight at night. She walks up to me and says, "If you're going downtown, be careful." And I said, "Why?" "I think it's a zombie apocalypse. There are some really weird people out there. They walk up to you, stare at you, don't say a word, and walk off." Well, this lady is a blonde. She's not busty or anything, but she's very pretty. Maybe they're just staring at you to stare at you because you're a girl. So I said, okay, zombie apocalypse, got it. So I walk over to feed Tiny One, and then I go to the senior center. But this time it's dark. I mean, I have my LED flashlight out in my pocket. And Orangey comes up, and Gray comes up, and Pretty Katie number 2 comes up. And I start to pull the canned food out of the bag I'm carrying, the bottle of water for the water dish. Some jerk threw away the big ice cream water dish I left for them. Big 5-gallon container that I cleaned out so it could have lots of water when it gets real hot. I don't know why people do that. It's very evil. But all of a sudden, out of the darkness, I hear, "Urgh." And I go, okay. And it was not an animal, it was a person. So I turned on my flashlight and did a 180 and could see nothing. I fed the cats real fast. "Bye, Orangey, I'll see you tomorrow." And I got out of there. I don't know what that was about. So, very odd. Yeah, Michael Savage goes nuts. I think he lives in the city, talks about Chinese restaurants. I used to walk from Turk Street to Pacific Bell on Bush Street to pay my bill, when that you could pay your bill at the phone company. And I got hit up every block. And then one time I saw, I'd have to be told the name to remember the name, but there were 2 guys, I recognized them from sports shows. They were coming out of a T-Mobile, and they were Miami Heat basketball stars. And some bums started hassling them. And I told the guy, "Hey, leave these guys alone. They're visiting the city. Go away." They thanked me for it. You can't get on the street anymore in San Francisco without being accosted by either a beggar or a nutcase. I don't know. I haven't paid attention. I haven't listened to Michael Savage in over a year. I've got his books. Michael is kind of like the anti-Rush, because he had the thing about Rush Limbaugh in this, the human zoo. He didn't like a lot of people. Nancy Pelosi, Rush Limbaugh. He doesn't like Bill O'Reilly. He doesn't like Sean Hannity. He's just, he's out there. I can only listen to Savage in little bits and pieces. But like this building, we have some crazy people living in here now, and it's sad. There's a lot of mental health issues out there. Let's see, did Aaron leave? The ambience is sleeping pill, Christopher. She didn't make me wear protection because she was on the pill. Ambience. Oh, Aaron left. I guess we're getting too much testosterone for Aaron. Sorry, Aaron. I lost people, so lost some people. People went off. Look, in the next week, I will start doing some paranormal research again. There's too much craziness for me I still haven't finished the werewolf book. Funny, I could read Nori's book, 27 chapters, in about 20 minutes. I'm a natural speed reader, but the werewolf book is hard because it's scary. I have trouble reading that. And I sent an email to George saying precisely what I thought of the book, and I said I was disappointed. Tim Allen's Home Improvement grunt here. Well, I only watched Home Improvement for about 3 episodes, so I know the shtick of Tim Allen, and his new show is maybe going to another network, but it's not certain because ABC dropped him because he was the only conservative guy on television on a comedy show. And you can't have conservative comedy. They sure as hell are on the Comedy Channel. It's all leftists. So anyway, I wish there were a way to do Wi-Fi in here without messing up the stream. It would be nice to be able to look up stuff. Well, they treat a lot of conservatives like garbage. Look at John Voight has said that, other people. And there's a lot of conservatives that the thing they dare not say its name, they won't come out as conservatives because they've said flat out they don't get work. Because the casting directors, the producers, the directors, the filmmakers are all liberals. Now, how we went from people like Cohn and Meyer and the people running the big studios in the 40s to all getting liberals taken over and all those people are gone, it puzzles me. And they were all, and their canard that comes out is the American media is all run by Jews. Well, it's still got a lot of people that are Jewish running things, but they're liberal Jews. They're not I probably got his name, L.B. Meyer, head of MGM, was a conservative Republican. Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for Alex Baldwin to take the bus to Hawaii because he said he would get out of the country. Every time we had Bush and then now we have Trump, and all these liberals, the leftists, they're leaving to go to Canada, and Canada says, we don't want you here. Yeah, well, Sarah Palin, she is now suing the New York Times, and she'll probably win. And they've just laid a bunch of people off, and I hope to hell she sues them to the point where the New York Slimes goes out of business. They made a lie about Sarah Palin. They attacked her. One comedian attacked her daughter, saying that A-Rod was going to rape her. It's really horrible. Yeah, Kelsey Grammer's. There are various things I get in the email. These person in Hollywood are conservatives. Well, the government may want it, but the Canadians I've talked to, they ain't too thrilled about it. Same here. It's not the problem with Muslims, it's the problem with Sharia law, it's the problem with Muslim intolerance toward people who are not Muslim, and terrorists. But I think a lot of Muslims are tired of terrorism. They're intimidated in the mosque. They're told what to say or what not to say. And a lot of them live in terror. Of course, I always thought that Canada was already Sharia because I can't understand Canadians, and I used to go up there all the time as a kid. They have different languages. They're not as bad as the British, though, because British have all kinds of things they say, and you're going, what'd they say? Like calling a bonnet for a car hood. No, the intolerant left, there is no such thing as... There used to be tolerant left people, not left, moderate Democrats, but that's 40, 50 years ago. We don't have any moderate Democrats out there anymore. It's all radical leftists, Saul Alinsky radicals. And I used to, where you at in Canada, Stephen? I used to go to Port Credit when you could spell it, and not Mississauga. My relatives lived in Mississauga, and I used to go to Toronto a lot, and up the QEW. And a relative of mine now lives in British Columbia. I haven't seen her in 30 years. Like to, just never, don't have any reason to go up to British Columbia. Unless I decide to visit Open Lines Jerry. No, kidding aside, I like Canadians. They're pretty cool people. Winnipeg. All right, now I don't know. That's another problem. I know Nova Scotia only because Stanton Freeman lives there. And I've talked to him on the phone. I've written him emails. I know where Saskatchewan and Manitoba is, sort of. They're in the middle of the country. As my friend gets... wolves want to eat him. He lives out there in the middle of nowhere. I know British Columbia. I can't figure out where Quebec is, Montreal, Winnipeg, or anything away from Toronto. It's all like going to Mars. I have to get a map and look at Canada and go, okay, Canada's over. There's a West Coast here, and there's Nova Scotia, and there's Newfoundland, I think. But my knowledge of Canadian geography is almost non-existent because other than one day I would like, but I'm probably too old to do it now, I would like to take Canadian National Railways and take the train all the way across Canada. So I don't know where Winnipeg is, but I think that's the capital. I'm not sure. And then there's Quebec, which is a whole other country because there's still separatists there, and Canada has to put French on their stamps and their coins, and you got enough trouble understanding some Americans that what do you say? And I don't know any French, so croissant is my French knowledge. That's it. Bibliothèque, I think, or was that Spanish? I can't remember, but I think that was Spanish. Is that Pierre Trudeau or a different Trudeau? No, I've never seen Canadian. I don't watch Michael Moore movies. I got his books on my shelf. That's bad enough. Know your enemy, you know. Michael Moore is another hypocrite. He bitches about the rich. He owns 9 houses. He's a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire. Oh, there goes another shot of gunfire or fireworks. The closer we get to 4th of July, all the nuts will be out there letting off fireworks. Scares the hell out of the cats. But they were talking about that on the Grand Tour, where they had a Green politician in Stuttgart, and he was saying, we can't allow these calls in here, this call show, because we're a bicycle-friendly country. I should have done my German accent, but I've listened to so much British stuff. So, Greens are leftists and nuts, too. I'm all for ecology and clean air, clean water, all that stuff, but just they're just as intolerant. And they have laws that are certain. They were talking about if it's a car before a certain date, it's not allowed in the city. And I think that was in Rotterdam, though. So it's craziness. Now, I've only seen I've seen a Star Trek movie made in Canada, a fan film. I've seen the X-Files made in Canada and other professional things. I'm not sure if that's fireworks or gunfire. It just went off again repeatedly. And Great White North. That's the extent of my Canadian, there it goes again, Canadian film knowledge. I think it's fireworks. Happy Canada Day, Luca. You know, there are conservatives that are not good people, mostly with a lot of money. This is not railing against the rich, but there's people that use their power and abuse it. But then we have liberals like the owner of Facebook. He wants to be president. And the guy from, what is that? The one in Silicon Valley. They're a router company or something, and he owns his own plane. He flies a plane in the middle of the night, got permission, and the neighbors all want to shoot it down. So, never saw Meatballs. I'm really behind. People watch, excuse me, never saw Groundhog Day. I love Bill Murray, but I've never seen some of his movies. I've seen Bill Murray golf more than I've seen some of his movies. Shows up at the golf course. Who is that guy? It's not Novell. No, Oracle. Oracle. Guy owns Oracle or runs Oracle. He's a billionaire. He's another jerk. Someone wants to sue me. Go ahead. I don't have money anyway. Counter sue you for emotional pain so I can get my iPad. Yeah, look at Hillary Clinton and Al Gore flying private jets everywhere. I want to know: is there a green jet? Can you have a jet that doesn't put out pollution from the jet fuel? I don't know. I have Stripes. I love Stripes. Stripes is great. I want the RV in Stripes. Or when I moved to the desert. Oh yeah, very funny sequence on the Grand Trip. I'm not going to root for you, but Richard Hammond builds his bug-out vehicle. So if you watch that show on Amazon, it's on Netflix, I think. Yes, solar powered. Well, they were working on that solar powered something or other. But very funny sequence, and as a military buff, but I don't want to ruin it. It's great. I felt sorry for the poor guy. They treat him terribly. There's another episode that they did something. But I'll ruin it for you. Be spoiler. That's why I'm watching it. They make me laugh. Yeah, well, I once had a Datsun that did three quarts of oil every couple of days, so we had a leak. Where I get my Highlander, I'm going to rig up something in the window with solar. If I can't wire it through the electrical or plug it in, so I have an air purifier in there. I was wondering, could you put solar panels on a Prius and just have it run by solar? Because they had one car. Wasn't James May, it was the other guy. And Jeremy, now I knew his lady last night, but I forgot that. And he had this Alfa Romeo that was running completely off the electric battery. We just stopped streaming. Hold on. bending over and I see myself on the Firefox screen and I'm trapped in bending over. It can be dangerous in some areas. Yeah, I think the stream is frozen. Yeah, I'm not getting. There we go. Okay, I am moving. There he goes again.